Namaste to Metaphysical Healing Art by Unispherical Muse. Today is November 10, 2023 equals a 1. And yes, I create, design clothes, and you must have a mannequin, so the mannequin is the dead head. That's what I call them. The dead head is empty in the head because it's just physical body to make clothes and whatnot, and hats and wigs and all that good jazz. Okay. I'm an ordained reverend of divine energy, and these are my sermons for my congregation. Keep in mind, anything I speak of since 2005 is copyrighted and judged in a court of law and universal laws. Song of the day. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful Life. What a Wonderful World. And Frank Sinatra, My Way. These songs are always popping in my head, and that just makes life much more smoother when you find the vibrational vibrations of rhythmic rhythms. Listen to the words of both songs. This sermon will make more sense. Listen to both songs 3 times in a row with no interruptions. Today is November 10, 2023. It equals a 1. 1 equals action. Creating more abundance or creating less abundance. Now, in the center of infinity is 0. The next number is a 1. Now, is that 1 a plus 1 or a minus 1? Creating more abundance is a plus 1. Creating less abundance is a minus 1. Keep this in mind. Waxing is more abundance. Waning is less abundance. Waxing and waning of the moon. Every day creates new life. Do you create less or more of life path? When you are in sync with your life path, that means you are on your soul path. When you are esconus, you are telling your own self that you want to stay in your life path of ups and downs. So basically, it is the opposite of your in sync of what you are doing. The opposite of your growing in soul path, which is your destiny, that is your life path. So you're telling yourself that you want to stay in your same path of life path. After a new moon begins, waxing moon. The waxing moon, you want to add more abundance in your life so that you can grow more in soul path. The goal is to create a better life for yourself after a full moon begins, waning moon. The waning moon is when you want to add less abundance in your life so that you can grow less in soul path. Creating less abundance is like regenerating, recreating, renewing a new you. Creating more abundance is like regenerating, recreating, renewing a new you. Each day is a new way, new day, new you. Every morning you awaken from the ethers from the 4th dimension, in the 4th dimension that you call the sleep state of being. You received messages in 4th dimension in order to play out the adventures in your waking state of being in 3D 3rd dimension. The messages come from your higher self. Cosmic consciousness is 5D 5th dimension, and that is your soul. The soul is the 5D 5th dimension, sending messages to your spirit in 4D 4th dimension, self. 4D 4th dimensional self. When you transcend the transparencies of cosmic consciousness, yes, I coined that, that simply means you are traveling through the ethers from 5D 5th dimension through 4D 4th dimension into 3D 3rd dimension in order to communicate with your subconscious. Remember, this is the frontal lobe of the human brain. It is the practical, down-to-earth common sense. This is exactly where substance begins. You are now turning to numb your emotions in your whole being in the substance abuse here, because you're assuming that whatever you are doing is practical, down-to-earth common sense. Now, correctly understand that your higher self is over here, which is the 7th. All right? Now, above that, you're getting into the 8th chakra, the 8th realm, in 8D in the spiritual realm. Come down, you got the 7. You then come down here, you got the 6 with the third eye chakra. You're going from the frontal lobe of the human brain to the third eye chakra, which is your T for truth, into split it up on both sides of the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe is your creative part of the brain, and in the creative part of the brain is your 5D fifth dimension. It is all connected by the letter T, which is T for truth. The 5th dimension is cosmic consciousness of self. The 4th dimension is subconsciousness of self. The 3rd dimension is consciousness of self. Your soul is the 5th dimension, and that is your soul path. Your higher self is sending you messages that are coded messages that you must play out. We are all spirits on an adventure in a human experience. Part of the adventure is to create more or less abundance in a human experience. Your higher self tells you in your sleep state that it is your parallel dimension. Yes, the parallel dimension is the 4th dimension, and that is your 4th dimension in the ethers, in the time sequence, on the timeline. You carry those coded messages from 4D into 3D, and that is your waking state in consciousness. You choose if you listen to the coded messages or ignore the coded messages. The coded messages are your path on soul path. When you listen to your own spirit, you are listening to you, then traveling from life path to soul path. When you ignore your own spirit, you stop listening and you are staying in your life path of ups and downs. The soul is the teacher to the spirit that is the student. The spirit is the teacher to the human that is the student. The 4 bodies of being create the core of being. The core is the soul. The 4 bodies of being are the mental body, physical body, emotional body, spiritual body that create the core of being. The humans have ears to hear. To listen is to listen with the whole being, the whole 7 chakras, the whole auras, the whole pretty picture. You hear with human ears, and you listen with your whole being. The 4 bodies of being and your soul creates the 5-pointed star that is your whole being. 4 + 1 = 5. To connect with self, you first separate needs, wants, desires from truth. You make a list of wants and you make a list of needs. Then you will fine-tune desires. 1 + 2 = 3. 1, knowing what you want. 2, path travel to get what you want. And 3 is end result, what you wanted. Keep in mind that you always get what you want, but not how you wanted it, because you were not specific in what you wanted. Basic needs are food, shelter, clothing. In 3D, it is trilogy. Trilogy is 3 of anything. Wants is everything besides food, shelter, clothing. Desires are where is your truth? Meaning is where is your heart for your progress and abundance when you are requesting your desires. When you're in your own truth, you can then see. Excuse me. Yeah, too much talking, not enough water. I have dry mouth syndrome. It's, side effects from cancer treatments. When you are when you're in your own truth, you can see with your third eye chakra. All beings in, upon, of, earth have 3 eyes. For human, it is a pair of human eyes. In the center of the human eye, right here, it is the third eye chakra. This is the center point of truth. Sometimes people need a picture to see really what's going on. So here's your picture. You get a dead head. All right. The center point is your spirit communicating to human self-truth. The spirit, some call the intuition or the gut feeling. The more you listen to your spirit, and learn to decipher the coded messages from your own spirit, the more you will begin to understand which direction to go in your life. The direction is learning to create more or less abundance at the appropriate time. The appropriate time is when moon is waxing or waning. And life is love, love is life. Blessing from Reverend Lewis. Thank you for your support. Yeah, this light is getting darker and darker as the days go by. I don't know, maybe because it's winter? I have no clue. It used to be brighter. Well, I'll have to work on that because it is getting more dim. And you like my YouTube channel, you can like, subscribe, follow, all that good jazz. And have a fantastic weekend.